Hello, welcome to my channel. Thank you to all my new subscribers, to all my subscribers. I love you, appreciate you. So I was just laying here, thoughts in my head, doing my thing. I was like being shown it's like when we're getting really close and you could feel something really good. It's like somebody tries to drop the anchor, stop you still. Somebody, your own self. We're just going to leave anything else out of it. We're just going to talk about ourselves. So it's our ego, the things, it wants to stay in its comfortability, right? Which it's not comfortable, but that's its comfort place, right? Being complacent, like. Hang on. But when we're going and we're doing good, like right before we're going to get something great, somebody like, somebody, it's like a bump in the road, a tack strip or something. Oops, it's got to stop you, or it's going to take you a little while. Oh my gosh, where'd this mountain come from? This big ass hill I got to go up now. Whatever, So what I was getting is when we stop, and if we're like, oh, why does this always happen to me? Or we get angry, or we get upset about these little bumps in the road, or whatever it is. That negates, that stops. It's like that pulls us back into the way we are used to being, right? The old program. I don't know. Where am I trying to go with this? So I guess it's not being done to you, it's being done for you, but that's part of our growing and learning, is being able to recognize and become aware of our thoughts, actions, our programming, how our pattern of how we used to be, and being able to stop and look at it and go, okay, here I am. I've got this. What do I do? Okay, right now I'm doing all I can do. I'm not rinsing with salt water again because it made it worse. I feel like maybe I should. I don't know. Some propolis. Anybody, a bee farmer or whatever they're called, that has beehives? Beehive. No, propolis. Put some propolis in some gauze, and you stick it where the infection is. Poof, it would be gone. I've reached out to someone that I know that I haven't heard from him, and then the one I had to let go of, I have his key. I want him to get his key back. This is very symbolic for me. I was just gonna throw it away, but I'm not like that, because I'm like, no, that's a waste. Whether somebody has money or not, I mean, that's just dickish. But I have to get it out of my possession. I don't know. It's just, I'll know when I know. Anyway, you're gonna be out this way? Yeah, I'm gonna be working that way. I'll come by and I'll get that. But of course, no, not of course. I believed it. I don't feel like a fool about that. Because people can change. Now, did I hold on to that? No. But does it really matter? Not really. We know how he is. If you know how someone is, what do you expect? But why did I bring that up? I guess trying to look at it from a different perspective, trying to still have trust and believe, even though they've done that before, but don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't get yourself all upset like, you said. They're like, yeah, but haven't they been like that their entire, since you've known them? And you expect something different? Are you sure that's just not a reason to cause drama and be upset and go, oh my God, they did this to me? Think about it. So you accept people for who they are and where they're at. It's hard to do. It's not that it's hard, it just takes time. It's a process. You keep it in motion, you keep learning and growing, because when it's kept in motion, it doesn't stop and get a flat spot on the bottom. So, you know what I mean? It gets stagnant. So you keep going and you keep learning. And every mistake that you make, you learn from. But it's very important, because we could be in a fragile state, even though we're stronger and different, but there's still that fragility part to it. And the fragile part is your learned behavior with peoples in your life from before. You're used to, your pattern is, fuck you, right away. Especially if you were like me and you had so much hurt and pain that it came out in anger that you couldn't see in yourself. I don't know why I'm like this. I don't know why I'm crying and why I'm not. I mean, my life has been a whole fucking thing. We'll come to find out, because I sense energy. I didn't have a fucking clue about that, but let everybody use that around you your whole entire life. That's not being done to you, being done for you. The best part of all of it is the awareness and the change that happens within, that people will see on you and they will misconstrue it as something totally different. This is what I'm getting at. The fragile part about this part, like this, you know, something else wrong with the car, whatever it is that stops you from doing what you were so excited and thought that was going to happen, because you played it all out in your head. It's all been planned out. So that doesn't happen. So now everything is crushed. And then generally the people that you're around, if they're in the lower vibrational field, will just enhance that. Does that make sense? This is why they're bringing to me. This is why it's important, I guess. Well, nope, I'm not going to say that, because I did my best healing and learning in toxic situations while healing from toxic situations, you know? There's so, but I can't really judge by my surroundings, because it's the same people every day. I don't know what the world is like. I can only imagine. I mean, I get to hear things, but it's just stupid shit other people do. You know, whatever someone's watching, I can hear it in here. Everybody's so fixated on everyone else's life and the drama and the violence and the fuckery and the pain of someone else's life, and then bitch and complain about your own life that you won't look at because you're too busy looking at somebody else's life. Everyone else's life but me, but you. Wow, that was a squirrel moment. I mean, this whole thing has been, I think. I'm free flowing, man. And I'm free flowing. No. I've had to catch myself. It's when I took a nap, opened my eyes, and started going down that dark road again. Being slid back. Whoa. I'm walking forward, but why am I going backwards? Or, you know what I mean? Or not going anywhere really, but no, it's a slow, gradual slide. I heard capturing. It's capturing those thoughts. When able to recognize it, and it becomes more often. Remember the analogy of like you wanted to buy a pilot, then you see him everywhere all of a sudden because it's brought to the forefront of your mind because you're now aware. Okay? Awareness is key. And like I was there until I started shooting a video again. Thank you. I guess that's what they mean by even when you don't feel like it, do something toward that makes your heart sing, something towards your passion, something towards that path that you're striving to get on, to stay on, not to veer too far out. You know what I mean? Your healing journey, home to yourself, to what's to come. If you're listening to me, then you probably are on this path, unless you're the other side, right? Which, welcome. Because you know that saying, you go to a barber, eventually you're going to get a haircut, or you know what I mean? By proxy. That's all that matters. But you keep striving on that. And as you keep doing that, like, and I took ibuprofen, but I don't like to just say, oh, it's because of the pills. My forefront of my mind, which is whatever we believe is our reality, regardless what anyone else thinks. Our reality is ours, regardless of what it looks like to someone else. Period. My belief. That, well, the ibuprofen helped with the pain, but my change of mind from being stuck into my old pattern of, and looking back, and then, looking back of all this effery I've dealt with, and it wanting to get angry, wanting to be mad, like, why me? And then why does all these other people get all kinds of, just sickening. But they're miserable people. They might get the things and stuff, but the peace in oneself, inside one's own head, that's priceless. That's why love, God, is the only thing that can fill that hole that's in your soul, your heart. Stuff and things will never fulfill that. But facing yourself and doing whatever it is you need to do, and however that's going to go. It could be that once we're the first rounders, no, once we come together and do all these stuff and things, it's gone. Gone, yeah. So we'll let it go. No longer holding on to attachments, holding on to, I need to remember that, and getting upset. Just none of that really matters. I will wake up tomorrow 100% healed if that's part of my plan. Because I've seen miracles in my life, in my own person. I've seen miracles in other people. Even when they can't see it, I can see it. And, oh, sorry, I got to stop right there. Because what I started a while ago to say, along with the pattern and keep going, was this about being fragile, about the people around you. Now, being able to sit back, like I was, and observe and listen to what they're saying, do a check-in with yourself, because we've become so good at looking at ourselves now that once we're out of the presence of somebody, you know, and you can sit back and, you know, how it all, you know, however yours works, it all flows to you, and then everything's all worked out, where before you might have had a confusion a little bit. But not reacting and lashing back out from your old pattern, because the way you're used to being with these people, because that's, you know, they say once somebody hits somebody in a relationship, it's so much easier to do it the next time, and that's true. Unless one stops oneself and says, I don't want to do this anymore. Dog confirmation. Message came through, confirmation. So, and really look at it from an unbiased place, and you'll begin to see not only one, how you used to be, the way that person's reflecting back at you, how you still are or you used to be, but you could see in their frustration and in their place, and you remember being like that. But you know where they're coming from, because now they're throwing their projections at you, blah, like we used to do before we got to the point of where we're at on our healing journey, and not reacting to that. And the great thing is you don't get in in-depth explanations, because it's falling on deaf ears anyway. You already know where they're coming from, and they won't look at it any other. What's the point trying to convince someone else if you're right or not about your own self? Is ridiculous. So there is no is a complete sentence. You don't have to explain. You give enough. They either get it or they don't. They're going to get it from their perception, period. There's no need to fight and argue. Just be like, whatever, peace out. You know? Don't put your time and energy into something that's useless. It's dead. Stop feeding it. It's dead. Why are you still putting food here every day? You're not even eating yourself. Look at you. You're starving to death, but you still keep trying to feed something that's dead. It's fucking bones now. What are you doing? Are you an idiot? You know? That's why I guess when we get to a certain point past some of our lessons, we don't have to stay in situations and be in places and things or whatever any longer, because that's not where you're at anymore. For growth to happen, you have to be somewhere where there's room to grow. And energy is a lot. And if you get wore out when you're on a different place, and there's so much other low vibrational energy that you're like, have a shield, you know, whatever. This is how it's being shown to me, like combative, like a shield up. You know, eventually they hold the force field eventually so long it gets weak. Aha, we got in. Now we can bring them down with us. No, I say. Becoming aware and noticing when we start to slip to the dark side. You know what I mean? I'm being dramatic, you know, silly about it. Why not keep things light? It's you know how it's easier to keep things light and why you can laugh at things that happen to you most of the time, except when there's things you need to look at, right? But most of the time you just fucking laugh at it. It's just like, oh fuck. But you see the good in it. You know, and you begin to see all these patterns and things in other people. It doesn't matter about the other people. The only thing that matters about the other people is don't let them get in your head. Because, you know, the old you would have been hurt and crumbled in all kinds of ways, but you know you and you stand strong in that. You don't need to convince anyone else of that. And it's not a convince anyway, right? So look at the accomplishments you've made thus far instead of what things you're having to relearn. And I don't think it's really a relearn. I think it's just looking at it again in another way. That's part of the evolution and the growing of us. So stay strong. Peace. I love you guys. Namaste. And I'm going to get back to myself. Me and God, learning and learning. Love you. Thank you guys for all your loving and healing energy support. And thank you for being a subscriber. I love you.